right now is, getting my own thoughts right, plugging into the system, bookending my day, keeping things planned, and just loving on people, really. Yeah.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you very, very much for your time. It's been amazing.
Oh, thank you.
The next guest we have is the amazing Donna Young, another UK mom living in Manchester, an absolute boss when it comes down to leading teams and just network marketing. She knows her stuff. I had the fortune of meeting her last in March in Paris, actually, at the Social Retail Conference. We had a meet-up in London for the October event. She's just so lovely. She wears her heart on her sleeve. I absolutely love this lady, and again, she loves just keeping things simple. So, Donna, can you hear me, my friend? I want you to hop in, share your story, share all the things.
Hi there, Natalie.
Hi.
Can you hear me? You can hear me okay?
We're all good. Yeah, we're all good. Over to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. So, my name is Donna, and first and foremost, I am a mum to a little boy called Luke, who's 12. I have a partner called James, and we also have a crazy Cocker Spaniel dog called Jack, who, the minute I start talking, has now made his way into the room to come and harass me. He always does this when I'm on business calls. But we live in Cheshire in the UK, in a beautiful cottage in the middle of the countryside. So a bit like you, Nat, a little bit remote from life. But we love it. And just really, by starting with my story, I found the industry of network marketing back in 2017 because I didn't always live this life. Back then, I was a bit of a broken single mum who was going through a nasty divorce. And, any of you that have been a single income household with children will know financially there is always challenge. And I was living kind of paycheck to paycheck. At the end of the month, there was no money left, and I was working a really crazy busy job in an acute hospital over here in the UK, managing citywide services for surgery. So, I had a crazy busy job, a good job, but not enough money to survive month to month, and I was never seeing my son. I was spending a fortune on childcare. I had no energy to enjoy life with my son, and my son would ask me every morning when I was dropping him off at something like 7 a.m. at the childminder, because I had meetings at 8 o'clock with doctors, Mummy, why can't you take me to school? Mummy, I don't want to go in this, to the childminder. And it would break my heart, and I'd be wiping the tears away from my face as I pulled up in the hospital car park, put my mask on and go to work. And so I got introduced to this industry because I fell in love with some products, which is how a lot of people start. We start by falling in love with some products that somebody, we've seen somebody posting about on social media, and I reached out to a guy to help me lose weight and feel better myself because I'd neglected myself a bit. And I ended up in the industry and being surrounded by all these inspiring people who were like, you can live a life of freedom and be a mum, be a mum first and generate an income around being a mum. And that inspired me because all I could always ever focus on for the first hour of work was my little boy with tears running down his face, wanting his mummy to take him to school. And I wasn't a maternal person. I was a career girl, so I wasn't prepared for any of this mum guilt, as I'm sure lots of mums, busy working mums, can resonate with it. And so I got involved. I wasn't a fast off the block starter because I'd never even heard of the industry of network marketing. I had no clue what it was. And also I had a good job with stature, and I kind of thought people would judge me. Why is she starting this business? She's doing so well. And to some degree, that paralyzed me in the early days of starting my business. But what always inspired me was I went to all the events, got on all the training calls, and I actually watched all these people and all these people saying, if I can do it, you can do it. And I was like, I can do it. Why am I not doing it? And I just was paralyzed. It was a little bit crazy in the beginning, Nat, if I'm honest. Mm-hmm. And for the first 3 years, I was a student of the industry. And then 2020 seems to be a year that, there's a bit of a theme, isn't there? 2020 came along, and I had actually left my job in the NHS because I was so inspired by this industry, and I'd gone to do some temporary work as a consultant, and the world obviously shut down, and I was in a position where I had no money coming in. And so I had my network marketing business, so I rolled my sleeves up, got to work. And it was interesting because when I actually did what the people around me were teaching me to do, I hit the top rank in about 90 days in my previous company. So it gave me a great big wake-up call that actually, what have you been doing? I'd been resisting what people were telling me that had success. I'd been resisting that, not doing it, overthinking absolutely everything, but also I wasn't making what me and my son needed to happen a priority. I was letting life overtake. Everything else was a priority. And so, yeah, that's my story. That's kind of like how I got involved in the industry. Do you want me to carry on that? Because I've got a little bit more to share.
Take a minute, but yeah, so that's like, honestly, I know that so many people can relate to that part of your story as well. And mum guilt's a serious thing. Parent guilt is full stop. Kids just make you feel guilty. So you skyrocketed up, and then what was the turning point then where you thought, I need to go and look for something else? Did Medare find you? You found Medare? How did it come about that you came across?
Well, that's the bit of the story that's the most interesting of all of it, really. Because in my last business, I was a top 10 income earner in the UK, had a really, really great business. But again, I mean, I must be a real softie. But one of the things that frustrated me the most about where I came from was that I felt I couldn't help people as much as I really wanted to. And so I started to seek some mentorship, industry-wide mentorship, and started to see all these names popping up. And I'd be like, who is that person? Who are they partnered with? What are they doing? Because there was all these people that were just crushing it, right? And I was like, what are they doing? Because they are just amazing people, amazing humans, absolutely helping lots of people. And I was inspired. And it all led back to Medare. And effectively, I kind of came across Medare really when I was at a point in my last business where I just was frustrated, because it must be the public servant in me. You know, I joined as a public servant. I was a public servant in my day job, helping people, helping patients, helping doctors, helping nurses. Helping people is just in my skin, in my bones, you know. So when I came across Medare, I took a look at, number one, the compensation plan, and realised that they had it completely nailed in just the most magical way that really means it can meet people where they are at.
Yeah.
A lot of companies in this industry pay you to recruit. You can't earn any money unless you're always recruiting. Now, I have no issue with looking for new business partners, looking for social marketers, which is recruitment. But when I first started out, I didn't have the confidence or the belief to be able to do that. Because for me, unless you've earned some money from a business, how do you talk to people about earning money from a business? And it was a sticking point for me. So for me, this like was just like, wow, Medare, oh my God. Like, you can literally come in, I could enroll a customer who falls in love with a product, who then can turn into a social marketer and actually can just share their love for that product. They get to experience the product. Listen to Holly. Oh my God, you know, it's there. She just actually stole a little bit of my thunder there, Holly, but it was an amazing story. But ultimately what Holly did, that's the power. She was looking for a solution to a health challenge. She fell in love with Medare products, and now she's telling the world. And Medare compensation plan allows you to do that and actually generate a professional level income. I mean, I can't make income claims, but, you know, it allows you to generate additional money to come into your household from just sharing a passion about a product. You don't have to recruit anybody. You don't have to enroll people in your business. And for me, that was powerful, because in my last company, you couldn't do that. And so that was the biggest thing for me.
Either, like, I feel like in like normal network marketing companies, like it's the recruit, and they're like the top 10, and they're there and being recognised. But there's equally many strengths in like you retailing, and there's a real skill, isn't it? Like you retailing, you're helping people, and again, but you can go up the ranks, and there's your own separate ranks, isn't there? And you can walk the stage and be celebrated and never have a single team member here. And that's that's what makes it social retail. It makes
my God, it's so powerful. It's literally like it's literally the most powerful thing ever, because a lot of people, and it's very similar to a traditional business model in that sense, you know, and that's the power in it. People go, okay, I can just sell this product and I can get paid. Brilliant. Magical. Yeah.
And I can see that you've been slaying it on TikTok lately. Again, how long have you been on TikTok for now?
So that's something I started when I personally got to try the Modere products, because obviously before I decided to make the move to Modere, I tried some products, and I decided I was just gonna, just film myself taking a spoonful of this amazing chocolate collagen thingy, that I had no clue what it was going to do to my body. And that's where it started. Yeah, so I started that. Really, it was probably April after we met in Paris, didn't we? And then really it was April I started to. And it's been a bit of a crazy journey, TikTok, actually.
It's smashing it. And what advice would you give to somebody? Maybe they've never made any videos before. Maybe they're not really kind of used to putting content out. If you're like somebody was new joining your team today, like what words of wisdom and advice could you give to somebody new starting out in the business?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to whiz through. I made a list actually, because there were certain things that I just feel like are really important if you're new starting out, or maybe you're going through a period of stagnation in your business. There's some things that I did that I think, and I still go back to this, if ever I find myself lost, and we all go through that, every business has that. But so first and foremost, I find people who are having success and I stalk them, or I ask them questions. So, and that could be the person who's enrolled you, I love it when people ask questions, because it means that they're actually wanting to get into action. So if you are wanting to get into action, go find somebody and ask lots of questions, first bit. Second bit would be, be really clear how you are going to stand out. And it's interesting because I heard something the other day. I'm always investing in mentorship and training. And I heard something the other day about network marketing that really just like, wow, it hit me like, what we have here. Imagine you walk into a shopping mall, the same product at exactly the same price. How are you standing out? And I was like, oh my God, that's just like the most interesting question. And what I did on TikTok was I really got clear about who I was talking to and who I was. And I made sure that I perfected that message. And I just got 1% better every day, 1% better. And then what I did is I went out and found my network. So the reason why that success is starting to cultivate now is because I committed to getting 1% better every day. And I was very clear who I was talking to. I wrote down my goal, and I built the network of people that were interested in what I had to say. So, and I think I said this at the October event, there's no point me talking to a man about what I talk about, because a man isn't going to go through menopause, and I talk a lot about menopause. So it's just that bit that I just think is, for me, that's my biggest tip. It's my biggest tip.
I love it. Pick your niche, go dial it in, and again, because if you market to everybody, you market to nobody. That's what they say, don't they? So think about putting your content out. Who is this actually giving? Who is this helping? Because sometimes as well, people get so confused about giving value, but value is where you're sharing your perspective, and again, actually giving them something that they could take away that they didn't already previously know, or give them some inspiration, some education, entertainment, something. That's value. I used to get so when I first started, I've got nothing interesting to say. Who wants to hear from me? But you just plug in, get curious, learn things. We read things all day long, don't we? Like we've just shared today. You saw something, you share it. That's value. And so as you're listening today, guys, there'll be things that you've heard in this call, and again, you'll be able to get the replay as well. Go back and think, actually, what is my takeaway? Because we can listen to these training calls all day long. we can think, yes, we're inspired in that